All right. Well, a big welcome to the SMG Academy's founders meeting, the very first one for my illustrious two. He's having a little bit of technical difficulties, so we're just going to start because he can hear me talking while he's trying to log. And we'll just start off with a little bit of a introduction to what you've gotten yourselves into and what tools you have at your disposal. First of all, your lifetime founders account is going to give you numerous benefits. First and foremost is going to be the fact that all of the events that I put up and do, including my award show, you get 2 GA tickets every year to that for you and a significant other, an artist of your choice. If you're on the professional side, maybe you want to take one of your bandmates that help you write the song, or a songwriter, whatever you want to do with that. You'll be able to go to our award show for the Americana chart and for the Texas Internet Radio chart each year, and any future chart you'll be included in those too, and those events. Now, what doesn't a founder get for free from me? My promotions are free. I'm sorry. If you want to do a song to radio, or if you need something as far as getting some one-on-one coaching, extra things to get access to me at that time. However, if you'll notice, you do have some coaching stuff and other.
Oh no. Kicked me out.
Like this, and we're gonna have meetings and webinars and things where we can have open Q&As if you guys are finding things hard to handle or whatnot. So
okay.
Yes, sir.
It says welcome to Riverside.
Are you in the studio though? Hold on, Dale. Ay, ay, ay.
Scooter, stop! I'm gonna have you go in. Come over here. Come here. Go in the room. Stop. Thank you.
Check your email real quick, Dale.
Okay.
I don't know why you're having problems, dude.
Mark said he invited you recording session. Okay, let's see.
You should click the link that says to join. It should take you straight into the studio.
Next.
And follow the instructions on screen.
Let's
Got
check
booted,
your
but
cam
I'm
and
back.
mic. Dale.
No, take your time, dude. There's no rush here. Now you need to allow access so Chrome can access your camera and your microphone, or it's not going to let you in, or you're not going to be able to talk or else to hear you. It's not going to mess anything up. It's not going to hack it. Some people have their stuff set up so tight they can't join live meetings.
Hey!
There he is. He made it. So lesson learned, Dale. Anytime, and Amy and myself, as it's been proved over and over to me again in all the years that I've been doing this, your very best bet is to always have a laptop or a tablet over a cell phone. I don't know what it is about cell phones, but for these live meetings, it just makes things really, really hard.
All right, I'm using my school laptop.
All right. Let me turn this phone off because we're going to have echo all night if not. There we go.
Sounds good.
Now we won't have echo. Yeah. All right. That's another thing. Don't ever have, like, if you called in on a line or anything, mute your phones. Do all of that. Dale, I don't think you were here for that part of the conversation. There's a raise hand thing if you got a question, or if I break up for any reason. You can just hit that, and I'll stop when I see up, and I'll you guys to ask anything you want. But we are reserving the last part of this to do that. Tonight, I just want to kind of introduce y'all to a little bit about the Academy. You guys know where the site is, right? At smgacademy.online, correct?
Yes.
C.
All right, Amy. Okay. Let me share the screen here. All right. So inside of this, there's over here, you see the 3 dots.
Yes.
Y'all can see that screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. If you click on the 3 dots, there is the Ultimate Indie Music Career Bundle. And the only reason I want you guys to do that, and I'm going to send you, after we're done with this, I'll send you a notes from our meeting, and it'll have all the links to find these places, okay?
Okay.
So you guys will get that. I know you can't really see what it says here, but there is a reading path that I encourage you guys to follow.
Are y'all there?
I am. I think Mark's lagged.
Okay. Well, he stopped talking. I'm like, all right, he's gone.
He's frozen. He's frozen on the screen.
Yeah, this is
I'm
all
back
new. This is all new to me.
Am I back, guys?
Yes.
You're back now. Yeah.
All right, hold on real quick. I'm going to try a different Wi-Fi real quick, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm in the pool house. There's no hard connection here. Sorry.
Dale, you were saying you're all new to this. You mean the technology of the meeting, or just the the
Well, I've
radio
never
stuff in
I've
general?
never been I've always been like a cover artist.
Oh,
I never this is my first time being a solo artist. I had a heart attack and triple bypass in 2022. So I took time off, and now I'm wanting to get back into it. And you know, a lot of my friends told me that if you want to be serious about it, you better be a original artist instead of a cover artist.
well, I happen to love original music. I just really started working with cover bands for the first time. I've always just worked with original music, just that was my thing. But sometimes you have to have cover bands, so I brought a few in.
Yeah, I mean Jesse Robb Jr. and Jesse Robb Jr. was in.
Hey, Dale.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, Dale, can you do me a favor? Look on your computer. You have several browsers open with Riverside other than the one you're in. Can you please close those?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I just,
see.
it's causing us to lag.
Okay. Whoa.
I just got a notification from them.
All right, let's see.
I had a couple open too, so I closed one of them.
Yeah, it does help to minimize browsers, guys, when you're in a live meeting. It'll slow bandwidth down for everybody. Just FYI.
All right, that should be good.
See, look, y'all are getting free. Y'all are learning free tech stuff too on the backside.
That's right. I'm obviously.
All right, Dale, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue your story, and then we'll get back into it, okay?
Oh, no. I was just waiting on you. I was just making conversation.
Well, no, but you were in the middle of your story, and it's quite a good one. So why don't you finish up?
Oh, okay. Well, I was in the same group, Nashville Star, with Chris Young and Jesse Robb Jr.
Oh, wow, interesting.
And I went on to. I was CMA of Texas Male Vocalist of the Year in 2019, and and that's when my dad died, 2019, and then I had the heart attack. So I took a lot of time off, just trying to find myself, all that good stuff, and now, I met Jason Breedlove, probably like 15 years ago, when he first started out, I was singing at Texas Saloon in Pasadena, and that's when I met him. And over the years, all these people were telling me to be an original artist.
Hmm.
So this is the first time for me when it comes to being serious about the brand and all that stuff. I've never done it before. So I'm like a new kid in a candy store, I guess.
That makes sense. So how is the writing coming
What
along?
I'm really enjoying the writing aspect of it. I'm finally telling my story, telling my
Hmm.
all the things that have happened in the past for a long time. I've had a lot of things built up, I guess you can say.
I get
And
that. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
some, yeah, just funny, and some sad, and just a lot of roller coaster of emotions. So,
Welcome to the music business.
yeah.
Yes.
It is definitely a roller coaster of emotions, huh, Amy?
Oh, yes, it
And
is.
Amy, I'm going to let you introduce yourself to Dale since he doesn't know you, and tell him a little bit about what you do. Dale, you're actually getting kind of a treat. Amy is also an industry professional too, that works with the artist and also owns a radio station as well, and is one of our reporting station panel members as well. And she decided to become a founder in the academy and pick up some knowledge too. So, Amy, thank you for believing in what I'm doing and being here and being a founding member. Both of you, thank you so much for that. It means a lot to me. And Amy, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself to Dale.
Yeah, I actually, like you said, I own Top Shelf Talent and Top Shelf Radio. It's actually now, it's Top Shelf Collective LLC, because I'm also doing lifestyle and travel. So I'm kind of what do I call it? Just combining it all to one. But yeah, it's funny, you say I just kind of got thrown into this industry, to be honest with you. I was working with an artist, and she was just very talented, and I always loved music, and I was always songwriting. So I just kind of wanted to kind of follow her to see what she was doing, and ended up managing her and writing songs for her. And of course, the great Taylor D. And she did pass away, unfortunately. And at that point, I really thought it was over. But then my son, of all people, started getting into the industry, learning to songwrite, learning to play a guitar, and he actually, turned out pretty talented. So
Yeah, he did.
you
He did
know,
really good on his last single too, Amy. I really liked that single.
yeah, it was a good one. And then wait till you hear the next one. It's coming out in January, so I'm super excited about it. But yeah, so I thought, well, if anybody's going to manage him, it's going to be me. So I started managing him, and then just little by little, other artists, started coming to me and asking me to book, and I started, booking for different artists. But I also wanted to give them a platform to present their artistry. So that's why I started the radio station. That kind of turned into booking, and then managing, and then talent buying for different venues. I've kind of dipped my toes into a little bit of everything, honestly. But what I really enjoy is the most recent of radio promotion, and I really love trying to promote the songs. So I was hoping to get more knowledge, making obviously Mark's great at it. And when I saw this opportunity, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. What the heck?
You know what?
So,
I got to say something. I'm not great at it, Amy. I still have a lot to learn. Just to be honest with you,
well, I think everybody does, because it's constantly changing,
it
and
is.
especially
It,
with AI coming into everything, it's just the world is changing. So I'm a constant learner. I want to learn, because I know it's never going to be the same. So I adapt to the situation. And so that's what brought me here. I definitely love the industry. I love Texas music. I'm kind of getting into a little bit of a mix of some California companies that I've been talking to, and so you never know. You never know what's going to take me. So I'll try anything.
yeah, well, you know what? Hey, I think I can resemble that remark. So let's let's go
Oh,
here
there we
real
go.
quick.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to do something really quick. I wanted to share this screen for a purpose so I could show y'all something really quick, and then we will move on. All right. So one of the things that I'd like for you to do is to visit this page here. And again, I will send you all of the links. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. This has the reading order that I do recommend, even for you, Amy, even though you're doing something a little different, you're a little more advanced. I would start from the very beginning. Okay. If you want to skip ahead and look up the radio promotion stuff, you're more than welcome to read that book. You have access to all of those. Again, I will go over links with you while we're doing this so you know where to find all this stuff. Dale, you have access to these books too as well. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I do encourage you to start with these books. Don't skip around. There's a reason for it, Amy. I promise you'll see the brilliance in my madness, especially with your artists that you're training. If you're going to use this material at all in any way, shape, or form, try to stick to that format, because if you look at what we're doing, first and foremost, I need to introduce you to what started all of this, which is Profit Beyond the Stage. It was my idea and my culmination from doing my own touring as a songwriter and artist, that there are multiple ways to make streams of income. And I had to do that myself. I even had to have a day job. Some of us have to do that until we get to a point where we don't anymore. But there's other stuff you can do. Amy, you got side hustles. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not easy. And this is all work, and there are no shortcuts. There's nothing that I have here for you guys that's going to zoom you right to the top. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to research. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not going to give you the answers. It's all in there. Every bit of everything you need to be successful, I promise you, is in these 7 books to do something different and to modernize your strategy. There is something for everybody in here. I don't care what you do in the music industry. There's even a lot of self-help that's buried in these books, because I do believe that our mental states, if we're going to be in this industry, and our emotional states, you have got to be strong as nails and tough as shit. And you cannot let your feelings get in the way of anything here. This is a business.
So true.
And that's the approach that I take. I will be rolling out, after we get the first bit of all of the content from the actual classes film recorded, and we get that out for the first master class, which will be covering all 7 of these books essentially. That'll be the first master class that I release officially. Once that's done, then I'll go into some more like the self-help books that I have. We'll start releasing. I've already got them published. They're already done. They're finished. I have over 65 books that I've written that are ready to go, but there's currently only, I believe, 16 that are out available to public. All right. And they're all based on my 20 years in this business and spending the last 5 years building the content for this whole thing. I do highly encourage to take that first book, Profit Beyond the Stage. That is kind of like the Bible for everything I'm going to tell you about, period. It's the end all be all. There's so much knowledge in there. It's basically condensed of everything else you're going to read. All right. I've got a music dictionary. There's all kinds of stuff, and I'll show you where you can find that too. If you go to the homepage of the SMG Academy, you should be able to see that now. You guys don't have to worry about none of that stuff because you're already a paid member. Scroll past there, and these are all the official ebooks that are currently out. And you'll notice that there's going to be some that are not listed in that reading list. Those are new ones like this one here. And the one on the left. Those are new books that I've released here recently. You do have access to get these at no charge, by the way.
Cool.
For all of these books, that's part of you being a founder member, because you helped build this whole thing with your patronage. So just a couple things before I move on to the next part. Any questions about the actual website?
No, I'm good.
All right. Any questions about the ebooks or the reading order?
Read them in order.
All
Yep.
good.
Yeah, that's my suggestion, guys. You're going to get the most out of it. You can bounce around if you want to. Everybody learns differently. I'm not saying you won't get anything if you don't do it my way. And it's not my way or the highway. I'm just saying if you want the best results that I've seen with the 4 people I've tested this whole thing on, and Jason's one of them. Drew Moreland's another one, Kayla Jane, and then there was another artist that I was working with that had to, for health reasons, step away from his career. But it worked for all of them, and did what I needed it to do for each one of them. And each one of them were completely different. And you know what I'm talking about, Amy? Different personalities to work with.
Yes. That is
Yep.
so important.
And you have to know how to isolate what the issues are with each of your clients, right? To be able to help them develop as an artist.
Absolutely.
And so this is a good thing because you've got 2 industry professionals in here, Dale, that you're going to get to hear some stuff that guys in your position that don't know what's going on, and this is their first time, never get to hear this stuff from the backside of the desk before they get started. And this is why we make so many mistakes, because we don't realize how important every move you make from this moment forward is to your career. And Amy, I would like you to interject, because that's a good point for you to share some experience. What are some things in artists that you've worked with, and your son might have even done it, that have cost you as an industry professional? What are some actions or things artists can do that can cost their promoter, their manager, a lot of grief and a lot of strife? And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh gosh. I mean, tempers. I think a lot of I want to say most artists are really sensitive. I mean, it's normal for artists to be sensitive. So there, you can't just pop off what your first feeling is. I think that a lot of the people I work with have learned that lesson the hard way. But basically, your brand is your brand, and you are your brand. So that's the most important thing, in my opinion. Yes, your artistry is very important. What you're creating and putting out there is important, but your brand, that's what's going to make you successful. So if you are maybe getting mad, just a quick example, don't blow up everybody on Facebook. That would be my first to everybody. That's probably the biggest problem I've had with artists.
Like that Zach Bryan, whatever.
That might be a good example.
Aaron Watson, coming on and talking about him and all that stuff.
You're talking about his popcorn sessions?
Yes.
I mean, there's so many different things that have happened, and then usually it's the communication. And I mean, that's probably the biggest problem, is how to communicate. And like you said, there's so many different personalities, and you have to be able to adapt to how to communicate to each one. So every venue you go perform at, there's going to be a different person there that you're having to, communicate with. They may not be nice. They may be complete assholes. Excuse my language. You might have to bleep that. Sorry.
No, I don't delete anything, and I don't edit anything, because I believe in free speech, and I believe that even artists and industry professionals need to speak their mind, and that there's no sugarcoating in this business. I know nobody sugarcoats anything for me.
Right. That's true.
Now, is that the way you want to talk to a brand new venue or your brand new management or anything? Of course not. Let's use a little common sense. But we're in a learning situation environment, and we're all equals here, because we're all learning something from one another, as iron sharpens iron. So I feel like unless somebody's really sensitive, that I don't have an issue. Speak the way that you would normally speak, Amy, for sure. And I don't bleep anything out. I just don't. Why? I don't have time for that. No one's paying me to edit.
There you go. There's a lot of things that can come up, and I guess the main thing I tell the people, the artists that I work with, let me be the buffer. That's what management's for in most cases. You're paying me to do a job, that's my brand. You're connected to my brand. So if you're out there acting a fool or, not being professional, whatever it might be, I don't know. Just remember your reflection is on the people who support you, your fans, your management company, your radio promoter, everybody out there that's working day in and day out for the artist. It's not just you. It's not just, you're not just you. Your brand includes more people than just you. I'm sure there's a lot of other examples I could share, and maybe now I will next time. But right now, that was just the main thing I can think of because I just happened to
Perfect.
deal with it recently.
Well, and thank you for sharing that. I deal with it all the time, and I've got even worse stories and worse examples I
I'm
could
sure
give.
you do.
We will save that for other projects that we do and possibly some podcasts that you both might be guests on in the future. I do want you to take a look at our shared screen here.
Mhm.
Okay.
And let me put that up. Give me just a second. All right. So what I would like for you to notice here is that you can see that, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to look here at the actual artist business library.
Okay.
And you have access to all of this stuff. I just sent you both emails with the link. Amy, this is probably going to be your baby right here.
Mhm.
What I've done is I have taken all of my years of documents, contracts, different courses I took for artist management and things like that. And I've saved all of those documents over the years. I've modified them. Like, for example, here's an album marketing template.
Okay.
Nice.
That you can show an artist. I need you to make me one of these. Here's a guide for you to use. As an artist, you can go in here and say, I need one of these for my next release. Do you see?
Yep.
That's just one example of what's in there, but let's take a look at everything in there. Your album release plan timeline.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And this is all under your marketing. How about your audience reports? Already done for you in XLS format. Amy, I bet you could see where that would be useful.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is
Some of
all-
this stuff, Dale, some of this stuff you might be saying, I don't think I'll use it. You will eventually.
Okay.
You're going to have to learn.
You or somebody
Um,
on your team, right?
Yeah. Either that or you got to have somebody on your team that does it for you. Either way, it has to be done.
So this is all under the artist business library.
Yes. The link I just sent to your email.
Okay.
Bookmark it. Check this out. Look at your annual forecast marketing calendar there, Amy.
Wow. All right, I'm getting super excited.
Yeah, you just were like,
I try
man,
to do all this
that's
stuff, but most of it's like just in some Excel spreadsheet.
well, but these were already done, and I bought these and I took courses on this, so I already spent the
Nice.
money.
Yeah, this is cool.
How about radio formats? This is a good one for you to read up on, Dale, so you can understand.
Okay.
You can print this out too, Amy, put your own branding on it. You're more than welcome to do that. That's what I do for my clients. I take the Smart List U, which is who I bought this program from. It was a artist management course that I took, a master course that I got all this stuff, a lot of this stuff from, and the other stuff is stuff I created. How about a single release template that you can hand to your artist that has the tracking already built in for your
Yeah,
dates, your
that's
timeline?
nice.
How much would that help you, brother, so you stay on track?
That'll help me a lot.
Mhm.
Oh, what else do we have in
single,
here?
so this single release plan template. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
So this single.
What about
plan,
it?
So that single plan release template. All right. Say that, the song "Under the Lights." It's a baseball. It's a spring song. So say we agree to release it late February, right before the baseball season.
That's what I would recommend on that one because it is a song that was written about your father, number one, who is a historical figure in baseball, period, and has a nostalgia about him. It's pretty crazy, Dale, that I showed my family the song, without it being mixed, mastered, and everything. And my brother actually played bass for Leanne Rhymes when she first got started. And also, if he wouldn't have bought his vet clinic, he would have been Randy Rogers' bass player. But
Okay.
yeah. So he's got a really good ear for music, and he really liked what you did with the song, and he agreed with the strategy that I'm rolling out for it. And yes, we definitely want to release it right before 2 or 3 weeks before baseball season starts, so we can hit that emotional high of all those baseball fans and connect you with them too.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Me and Paul Chris talked about it too. About, the guy that I went in and did the vocals, the studio.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Paul's a great guy, man. I mean, yeah, just follow your studio, dude. You're in the studio now, and he's the master there. I am not a studio engineer. I am a producer, but I don't tout that and I don't brag that. I only do that when I'm wearing that hat. He's your producer, so I need you to listen to him, and I trust him. Okay.
Okay. Because he said that definitely late February before.
Yep.
That's what he said
And
about
that. He's got a pretty good. The only thing he messed up on is he was one of the ones that told Jason that song "Take the X Out of Texas" wouldn't do anything for him.
Oh, really?
And it wouldn't work on radio. That's what everybody told Jason. Do not release that song. Swing won't work. Yeah. So that's another thing, Amy. We don't know what the fuck's going to work or not.
That's true.
We might think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and then it flops. There are no guarantees. Dale, never let a promoter tell you they can guarantee you this, that, or the other. If they are, they're fucking doing pay to play.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They are. It's true.
That's
I'm not lying.
that is true.
And me, like I said, I'm doing this, without family backing and shit like that. I'm doing this just because it means a lot to me. I don't have the, Leanne Rhymes, the Taylor Swift backing.
No, you don't. And you don't need it, dude. If you do it right and you work your ass off, you'll get there organically, but it's going to take hard work. It's not just going to fall in your lap. It's not. You have a lot of sharpening to do of your sword because you haven't had it out and you haven't used it in a long time, man.
Right. Yep.
So that's what we need to be working on. And that's why we've got till spring, dude. So we need to be working on it actively and now and getting everything ready for this because it's going to be your big thing. All right, let's take a look at the social media strategy calendar real quick.
I was already looking at it. That's awesome.
And that's just one you can use. There's a million things in here. How about a playlist target strategy template? How about a streaming promo report? Now, Amy, the rates you're charging, do not start doing all this tracking for your clients unless they're paying you like a real artist management where you're scooping 20% of everything. You understand? Mm-hmm. Or unless you really believe in that client and that client's showing you hard work. Like Jason, I will do stuff like this for him because he's never argued and he's done everything I've ever asked him to do without one hesitation. So a guy like that, I'll go the extra mile and help him. Hey, let me help you get this set up so you can track it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the ones that are fighting you, the ones that are causing problems, you give them what they're getting paid, what they're paying you. You understand?
Yes.
Lesson I learned the hard way, trying to do everybody equally. Not everybody's created equal. The ones that don't work aren't going to make it.
I agree.
We already saw that one. I'm sorry.
With me
And then the last one in this category would be the tracking sheet.
with me being new, all of this is like Chinese to me.
Yeah, it'll make sense as you
Well,
go
of course it
along, though.
is. All right. This is a Texas chart tracking list that Jamie Weimer made. I didn't make this. Jamie made this and was kind enough to share it with me and give me permission to use it in the academy.
Nice.
That took a lot of work for her to create
It
this
did.
thing.
Absolutely. That's a lot.
It's very detailed. You might not want to use everything, but it's there for you to take a look at. And even with some examples of the song that I actually am in the music video, Home Run, that we pushed to radio for Chuck and Jamie. It was the second release we did. Many, many moons ago.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that music video.
I'm in the stand. You'll see me. Behind home plate. Kind of. Off to the side of home plate. Stage left. All right, let's take a look. Let me go back. Oops, sorry, guys. All right, let us take a look at. I don't want to be in recording, do I? Yes, actually, we'll go to money next. We did marketing. Here's money. About an annual profit loss for your business, Dale. Amy?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can change those dates. You can customize this. Here's an artist financial. Cash flow forecast versus actual. What you plan, what you thought, and what actually happened. That's a very important thing, so you can get your expectations real. With either if you're in the back end or you're running your own business, Dale, this definitely will help you out. You need to track your stuff.
This is that's for like in general, not just music.
That's to run your business, bro.
Yeah, so this stuff you're doing is like if I decide to just run my own business.
No, you need to start building it like that. If your goal that you told me when we did our interview was that you would like to eventually transition from teaching into doing music full time. If you don't start tracking and learning how to run it like a business while you're doing this, you're not going to have time later. You're going to get too busy and you're not going to have the time. That's why we need to build your foundation. We need to build it solid. So as we're finishing out the frame of your house and then we're finishing the walls and then we're decorating and we're getting everything ready for you to move in, everything is solid. Okay. And you know what you're doing, and you're not like, I got to hire an accountant. I can't keep up with this. If you start now, you can, and you don't need an accountant. And that's one less hand eating out. That's one less mouth eating out the palm of your hand, dude. And that's very important your first 5 years in this business. So yes, you definitely need to pay attention to all of this stuff. Here's the invoice template, Amy. Dale, you might have to invoice somebody for something. You're running a business now.
Right. Like
I
a
do
venue
all the
or
time. Yes.
like a venue or something, right?
Exactly. About your monthly revenue.
Oh, these are great.
Like merch and all that stuff.
Oh, it's coming. Here's more potential revenue streams. That first ebook covers all of this stuff and then more. Ways that you can make money.
Nice.
Okay? As an artist, as an industry professional. How about royalties? You get a lot of questions about royalties?
All the time.
There you go. There's information. And here's a service record even, Amy. All right. So that was in our money. Let's go back and go to recording. Here's an album budget. Here's a co-write split sheet for a co-songwriter. You might need one of these for the song you wrote with Jason, Dale.
Because we already, what you call it, an ASCAP.
Yes, sir. But you want it in writing too, and you want to file that in your records.
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
Always keep your documents, buddy. Cover your ass. Don't trust anybody.
Never.
Music distribution. How about your ISRC and UPC codes? Explained.
And that's what we do whenever I finish this song, whenever it gets
Correct.
mastered. Whenever it gets mastered, right?
Right. That'll all be done. Don't worry about that part of it. I'll walk you through it, okay?
Okay.
Here's your label copy. If you're an indie artist, you still fill this out. You're the label. You're independent. That's your label. How about a lyric sheet template?
There we go.
More useful stuff.
Yes. A lot of useful stuff.
How about a single release checklist? You'll be getting one of these from me. I promise you, Dale.
Okay.
Here's a producer agreement.
So like,
Amy?
oh, my bad.
Mhm.
Well, no, it's more for Amy, but you want to read over this stuff, though, Dale, because then you could see and make sure somebody doesn't have a funky contract when you go into a studio.
Okay.
That is a standard legal contract. All of this stuff is standard, not enhanced. Here's a publishing administration agreement for your publishing company. Say you publish somebody else's work, Dale, you can make money off of that.
So like say like my Flora Rose Publishing, the one I made with ASCAP.
Yeah,
So that's my company.
that's right. That's your publishing company.
And then
You are the publisher.
And then Jason Breedlove had that ex-wife publishing. I guess that's with Keith McCoy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just
How about a song master metadata sheet, Amy?
Yes. Yeah, that's the stuff that you guys don't know we have to do.
Yep. What about SoundScan? Are you registering your artist with SoundScan?
Yes.
Good. If you're not, there's info on it. And how about an artist cycle? Need to read that, Dale.
artist cycle.
Yep. All right, let's move along. One more category here. Oh, no, two more. I lied. Ah, shit. Nope, one more. I lied again. I'm a liar. Tours.
Okay, this is
Asset
gonna be
inventory
good.
sheet.
Touring. Asset inventory.
How about an email sign up sheet for your
There you go.
shows?
There you go.
On site merch sales register.
There we go.
Use your tablet, use your laptop, save that XLS in there. A personnel documentation, staff members in your band. How about a promoter agreement?
There we go.
Nice.
This is talent buying stuff, Amy.
Yes, I need that.
How about a run sheet, Amy? Do you have one of those?
No.
Look at that.
Nice. See, I knew I was gonna get a lot of good stuff out of this.
It already paid for itself, didn't it?
Absolutely. Set lists, those are important too.
It's the right way to show these guys how to do it, Amy.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Some
there you
hints about
go.
email. I have one thing I'm really big on, Amy, with my people. We take all of our social media followings and everything, and I create them a one-page website that acts as a sales funnel so they can start making profit off stage. What we're trying to do, we don't own anything on social media. We can be deplatformed at any time. We're trying to build our direct mailing list. Direct mailing's where it's at, even over paid ads, everything right now in the industry and marketing. Direct mail is where it's at. People are responding, they're buying, especially in the music industry. This is where you have your super fans, is in your email, in the newsletter, or an email that you send weekly. And that is what you should be training your people to do.
Okay. Yeah, because we don't do
You're going to
that.
get to walk through all of those classes, so you're going to get to learn how I do that. Okay? And we'll have some one-on-one training too, so I can help you. All right?
Okay.
How about booking advance sheets?
Oh, that's gonna come in handy too. I do a lot of events.
And I'll show you what one of my artist agreements looks like. This is a standard radio promotion. Okay. Your contract looked way different, huh, Dale?
Yep.
Yeah, different program. How about a stage plot and input?
I was gonna ask if one of those were in there, but I was being
Oh yeah.
patient.
Yeah.
That's a lot that most artists don't have.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
see.
even know
Whenever
what
I
it is
open up,
sometimes.
You should always send one to the venue you're playing at, period. After you book the show, you need to let them know what the fuck you need to be able to do your thing. They need to know what's coming.
When I opened up for Doug Stone, I remember him sending that to Stetson's and Humble. He had it right there on the stage whenever we set up everything.
There's some stuff about booking your own tour there, Dale, because I don't do your booking for you. How about a tour itinerary? Amy?
Yes. Because I can't be there all the time.
No, and they need you there. They really do. But if you have all this stuff in place, do they really? Because you're checking in with them while they're on the road.
Right.
Hey, did you guys do this? Did you do that? Mark it off. How about tour reference notes?
Yes.
Where you have your artists fill those out after everything they do, every show, where they give you some feedback on what happened. And then after you talk to them, you can get some contributing factors and you can, determine, is that a fit for us? Is it not? Is this a place we're going to continue to do business with or not?
Nice.
So guys, there's a lot more stuff in the library. As you can see, you have access to everything in here. This is probably one of my favorite ones. I did not write this. Jim Hamilton did. And this is all about doing a newsletter, which I think is a great way to keep your fan base engaged. I highly recommend this guy for additional training outside of the academy. He is somebody I've learned some very dangerous things from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is something that I definitely want to learn about because that's something that's on my list to do. For
If
even
you're
just
telling a
Top Shelf in
story with
general.
your emails, you're going to be selling merchandise. And you're going to be, even if you do a newsletter for your business, Amy, for Top Shelf, you're going to be generating active readers, because the way this guy teaches you how to write your emails, it's very hard to not open it and ignore him. Even after I know what he's psychologically doing to me, I still open his emails. So there's a lot of gold in here. Would y'all agree?
Absolutely.
This is probably, with the ebooks and this alone, you could probably do it all on your own, right?
I think so.
You could.
But we got you.
But most
For a
people
train.
won't. No, and you do. You guys have, as founders, you have access to me. Go read about your benefits. You guys have access to and you're also an artist I'm working with, Dale. You have even more access than Amy has. You're an artist that is a member of the academy and a founder of the academy. So you've got the best of both worlds right now. You have access like Jason has. Pretty much, guys, my guys that are on the highest level, that are working hard and doing it the right way, Amy, I reward them by giving them more access to my personal self when they need it. The ones that aren't doing shit, you can call me once a week, dude. Leave me alone. Till you figure out that this requires your participation, there is nothing I can do for you or with you, except call the radio stations and send them an email. That's all I can do with you. That's it.
Right.
There's nothing to manage because you're not coachable.
Yeah.
And Dale, by the way, Dale is a coach, if you didn't catch that.
Still
Oh,
am.
really?
I didn't say was. I said is.
Oh, okay. I thought you said was.
No, sir.
Yeah, I have that to look forward to in the morning.
Nah, man, it's going to be all right. All right, let's open up Q&A time. I think I've covered enough of the basics to get both of y'all's palates wet and get you going, right?
Yep.
Yes.
There's a whole lot more, and we're going to cover them once every 2 weeks or month. I will host one of these where we can all get on, and I'll show you brand new things I've added. I'll give you links to stuff you might not know you had access to, just as I get to go through and clean stuff up and organize it into the right folders, because I have my master folders that nobody gets to touch. And those are ones that, just in case someone changes something on one, it doesn't affect my copies. So as I roll everything out, if you saw the folder where my master copies are, there is so much more to this library. There's a lifetime of content. I just haven't rolled it all out. Let's go to one more little quick area before we do the question and answer. You're going to get a link to this. This is my Drive folder. Y'all were just in my Dropbox. I also have a Drive folder. Inside of there, see those 20 video courses? Hold on. Now you can. See that 20 video courses, Amy?
Yes.
Blogging course, modern day article writing. I have not added the other ones in there. If you want access to all 20, let me know and I'll give you the master link.
Okay.
You got the business library there, documents, all the ebooks. You can download them from right here, guys. This is every single ebook I've written. I don't know why there's 2 of this one.
Is it your favorite?
No,
No.
it's important though.
There you go.
It's the one about building your fan base.
That's pretty
And if
important.
I'm not mistaken, is that the 3rd suggested reader? No,
On the list, you mean?
no, actually it is your 5th. The reason AI is number 2 is it's a big controversy right now. A lot of people are scared to use it, Amy. Do not be afraid of AI.
Oh,
You need to
gosh,
know.
I use it every day.
Yep. You need to know how to use it. You need to know how to actually do work for yourself. And then AI is a great tool. And there's a
Learn
lot of
your
stuff that's
habits,
covered.
too.
Yep. The anti-music career is how to sidestep all of the bullshit that's been told to these artists that they have to do it this way and they have to get a record label and all that. This is how to get out of the traps, how not to make the mistakes I made for 10 years of mine, doing things the wrong way. The versatile artist is basically training you how to become that perfect artist for your team to work with and for your fans to adore, and what it takes, and having the right mental attitude, balancing your home life if you're married and have kids, balancing your personal life, making sure you have time for yourself and you don't get lost in this. And then the cultivating a loyal fan base, booking breakthrough, which is pretty awesome. This one might help you a lot. You can probably skip to that and start reading because you do some booking. But I do want you to focus on the very first one, too.
Okay.
And then Sound Waves to Success is a guide to radio promotion for an independent artist. And there you go, guys. I mean, start there. Build your foundation from the foundation that I built mine on, is my recommendation. You can skip around if you feel like you don't need something, that's fine. But I promise you at some point in time, you're going to realize you needed that to do this right, whether you're an artist or an industry professional. All right, let's do Q&A. Whatever questions y'all wrote down, I suggested you might want to bring forward with you about the Academy or about what we're going to be doing. And we'll do ladies first. Amy, I'm going to take your questions first.
Well, I'm a bad student because I didn't write any down. Because I really didn't know what I was stepping into and what it was all about, honestly. So you answered a lot of questions. One was what is all included, and obviously there's so much content that I know I can use every day. And in some of it I have experience, but not full experience. I've only been doing this for 4 years and
Yes, ma'am.
combining of all of it. So it's been little stages here and there. So it is a growth program. I see it's going to be a lot of great information to help you grow in every area, which is great. I think that being able, I guess it's going to be more rather than question, kind of what I'm getting out of it so far. I feel like as we
Good.
go along and we
No,
get
yeah,
more,
and the
I'll
feedback,
definitely have questions.
Yes, and I love the feedback, Amy. So please, by all means, keep going.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just already seeing so many things that I'm gonna be able to put into play. Especially dealing with independent artists and trying to get them to also be involved in this. That's not just have somebody do it for you. You have to really know what's going on to really understand how to move forward with your career. So I'm so excited about it. I really am. There's a lot of great stuff in here, Mark.
There's going to be an opportunity for you too, Amy, as one of the founding members, and you built a lot of trust with me over the years since Taylor's death. And we worked with each other, selectively here and there, and we built our relationship up. Dale, there's, sometimes there's histories and things that have to be resolved, and you have to find out who people are before you can move forward with your relationships. And we're not going to go into details, but Amy and I, and it wasn't because of anything either one of us did, but because of one of the artists that she worked with and people involved. When she passed, there was a lot of really, terrible things that were going on, and fingers pointing and everything, and everybody trying to blame everyone instead of just realizing, hey, this artist just passed, man. And everybody was there to try to help her out. Everybody was trying to help her with her career. And you can't ever believe everything you hear. The best thing to do is to file it and to sit back and to watch behavior. And behavior will tell you everything about the character of the person and who they are and what they're really trying to do. And Amy has, over the last 3 years, proven herself to be a good egg. So there is a position, I'm more than certain, that we're going to roll out for you in the Texas Internet Radio Association.
Oh, wow. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
to
love
be
involved.
part of the board and to actually be an instructor for some stuff. I just need to discover where I want to put you. So this is
Okay.
even better that we're going to be having these lives, because it'll tell me what role is going to be perfect to put you in. But that was
sounds
something that
wonderful.
Angie and Kelly Pearson and I talked about.
Oh, I love them both. Really great
Yeah,
people.
and they're both going to be on the board, and Dylan Steen will be on the board too. I'm trying to get Cindy Gale, Dave's daughter, on the board,
Okay.
and I'm
nice.
also trying to get Tammy Millspaw and Greg Sachs on the board.
Oh, that'll be great. That's a great crew right there. Wonderful.
Yeah. And this is all stuff, Dale. When I started it, it failed. And I could have quit. I could have quit the TIRA. I didn't need it. It's not making me any money. But I didn't. I didn't because my timing was off. I did it because I was that eager bull that wanted to release the whole album instead of one single at a time. And I wanted to release all my projects at once and show my fury upon the earth. And I learned a valuable lesson, and it cost me a lot of fucking money.
Isn't that how it
So
usually goes?
the slow little turtle's always going to win the race. All right, Amy, thank you for the feedback. If you have any questions or you need anything, you have my cell phone number. You can text. You're welcome to text your family. You
Thank
can
you.
text. Yeah, and I am going to need y'all's help building this family with the academy. And one of the things you can do is your experience thus far. Post something about it. Hey, you know what? I was skeptical. Took a little while for me to understand what the hell I'd signed up for, but damn, dude, I've got everything I need to start doing all the stuff I haven't been able to do. And I have a direction and instruction to do it with, instead of just, here you go, figure it out.
Yes.
Dale, let's go to you, buddy. Questions, comments?
Well, the thing about me is, when it comes to itineraries and stage plots and stuff like that, I've done that, but I haven't done the extent that's in this, that you showed me. And me, like I said, I didn't know enough about, me. Most of the time I just did the set list and talked with the venue and, musicians, got their feedback. I didn't, with the extent you have in this, like I didn't really, deal with all that. So I'm new to a lot of this stuff. My thing is as a singer, I was focused on the product, and I took everything seriously about performing and merchandise and the product. That was my thing. So I'm learning a lot when it comes to the whole big package.
Well, I'm going to steal a little what Mark had said earlier, just to give you a little bit of advice. It is so important when you build your career in music to treat it as a business. It is your business. It's your art. You're putting it out there, and you want to do it the correct way. And this right here, what he's presenting and what we're a part of, is a great way to do it. And
me, I guess I'm afraid to fail. I guess you can say, like I'm taking it seriously, and I'm taking it, I'm not trying to rush myself. I'm trying to do it a way, very, very professional, and how I would like someone to talk to me. Mm-hmm. I want to present myself, my brand, in a very professional way, and I'm taking it very seriously. So
Well, amen, man. And you're gonna have to, dude. There are no shortcuts. There is no magic to get to the top, dude. This is a grind, dude. And if you're not willing to do it, like we've talked about before, there's 1,000 people behind you that are, and they're ready today. And they will until they exhaust every bit of their savings, resources, uncle's money, whoever it is. They will do it until they know that they can't anymore. And what's sad is how many people have wasted that money because they thought all they had to have was a good song.
right.
There's so much more to it than that.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not saying there's not 1% of the people out there that just write a song and get lucky, because there is. That's the reality. But if you're going to put your eggs in that basket, you might as well fucking stop playing music or stop being an art or industry professional and go buy a fucking lottery ticket, because the odds are about the same.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
That's
just
the truth of it.
dabbling in the publishing side and promoting actual songs to artists, pitching songs. I've heard a lot of great songs, but the problem is there's not a business behind it, and there's not that's focused
Money
and money and
makes the
money
world go round, y'all.
and money,
And
of course.
if we can't attract investors and we don't want partners in our business, then we got to figure out how to make that money ourselves. And there are ways to do it. It's just not easy work, man. I mean, you got to understand, in 15 years of playing live on stage, I've got 20 years in the industry, but in 15 years playing live on stage, I could tell you right now, man, if I would have known this stuff from day one and taken the time to learn it, instead of thinking that all I had to have was a good song because that's what everybody told me, and a good band, and you just got to play the right places and meet the right people. Sebi, it's going to happen for you. You're a talented guy. You're writing great stuff, man. This is going to happen for you. Bullshit. No, it's not, because none of your peers know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
You need to elevate your level of who you hang out with and who you associate with, and bring that level up to where you're around pros and you're around people that are already successful. So you're doing the things that they're doing and influence to do those things, instead of sitting at the bar crying about the chick that left you or the bill that you couldn't pay because you decided to, instead of go get a second job, you thought you would take a stab at it with your music career. You can't do that shit to yourself. You're going to beat yourself up before you even get started.
Surround yourself with like-minded people.
As iron sharpens iron. And it is a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're not willing to run that long 10 miles and all you want to do is 10 meters, then, or 10 feet, then go run a short race, and go pay a promoter that's going to pay to play you, and they'll get you up on the chart, and you'll look cool for a minute, and you'll spend 20 grand, and you'll turn around and go, what the fuck happened to my money? And now I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
And that's how it works in this business. Or you could sign a 360 deal if you get a song that's lucky enough to get you attracted to one, and they can own you for as long as they want and pay you a salary until they're done with you, and then shelf your music and tell you to go fuck yourself, and you can't do anything about it.
Yes.
There's that option too. But everybody wants to get a record
I wouldn't
deal.
advise that one.
Yeah. That's pretty much all these companies are offering now, unless you're Cody Jinks or Cody Johnson and could show them that your worth is more than that 360 deal, and they can shove it up their ass. So that's what I'm trying to build, is a bunch of Cody Jinks and Cody Johnsons that are building their own independent business to where they can write their own fucking record label deal. Because those companies are going to want them. And yes, there's 1,000 people behind you, but if you're that damn fucking good and you've done it right and they know you're a business and you're already a business, they're going to have a hard time telling you no.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot less work for their team when you already got your shit together.
That is true.
And me, about the brand thing, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and I was telling her, I was like, I'm not the sex symbol. I'm not the, George Strait wannabe lookalike. That's not me. I'm not the guy that going to be ironed out and the cowboy hat and that's.
You don't have to do that to have a successful music career. You have to have an identity and you have to be authentic. And your music has to be authentic, and you have to be authentic in public. And you have to be a leader, and you have to be somebody that they can look up to. And if you can be all of those things, I mean, you could wear a fucking potato sack and it wouldn't fucking matter. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, if they feel you, I mean, look at Jelly Roll. He's an ugly motherfucker, dude, but you feel that dude. You know what I mean? You feel that dude. You feel that dude. Teddy
Yeah.
Swims, that voice, that writing. And I'm not a huge R&B guy, but there's more blues that I hear of his stuff than anything that's rap or anything. Teddy Swims got some emotional songs that even stir me, you know? So there's all kinds of different things, and it's not about one genre or one style, and that's the only way you're going to make it in the music business. How you're going to make it in the music business is by running it like a business and connecting with your fans. Your fans are what's going to make or break you. They're the ones that are going to support you, not the industry, not me, not Amy, not Joe Blow radio station that wants you to buy them hookers and crack so they'll spin your song, or send them for a massage with a happy ending so their wife doesn't find out about it. And if you don't think that goes on, it does.
Yeah.
It does. That's one of the reasons I started my chart, and I'm doing things the way I'm doing it. And I don't give two fucks who likes it or who doesn't.
Yeah.
That's another thing, Dale. What other people think of you is none of your business, especially your business. Don't buy into it. Jealousy is a wasted emotion, and that's all it is. They're jealous.
It is.
You're gonna, if you have any success like Jason, and you start taking off. Amy, you should see how ugly some of these people are being to Jason. Telling him, "Oh, you're with Sevi, so that's why you got that number one. He just made it happen on the chart."
Oh,
And I'm like, no, actually, Jason has spins at every single station on the panel pretty much. And he busted his ass and made relationships with those people, the ones that he was allowed to, that I let him, and the ones that he could. And that's why he's where he's at. We built the foundation. That's why he's where he's at. And we had a hell of a song that nobody else believed in because they were scared to take a risk on a swing song. That was very well fucking done, and it fucking worked. And I'm glad I threw my eggs in that basket.
Didn't Mary mentor?
She told Jason, "Do not put that to radio. I'm done with you if you do." And then it did so well that now he's up for one of her awards.
Because one in an old song that no one cut. One in an old song that nobody cut.
Yep, it was. I do believe it was for either Blake Shelton or Tim McGraw originally, and they didn't want to cut it.
Wow. And who presented it to Breed Love?
Jason's got a lot of interestingly connections from back when he was running in Nashville before he did all of his time in the Coast Guard. And he maintained those connections through his time in the Coast Guard. Now that he's back out, everybody's excited because he had a lot of steam going, man, before he went and served his country. And, this is kind of like your story. You've served your country too in educating, children, the public's children, and coaching those kids and doing all that. And then, you made the comment, "Hey, I wanted to try another shot at my music career." And so you're kind of in that same boat too, man. You're going to have to do like he does, and you're going to have to connect with those people that are behind you now and build your fan base from that. That's going to be the trick to your success is communicating with those parents of the children and getting them to be a fan of your music and love the fact that you coach their kids. Use that, milk that shit while you still have to keep your day job.
yeah.
Milk that shit to build your fucking fan base, dude. So you can excel at this. And then you start going after that younger. We're going to go after the younger ones when we get a song that's college radio ready. I do college radio campaigns too. It's a lost art, Amy. Nobody's promoting to college radio anymore. I'm trying to start a college radio chart. I've got several nationwide college radio stations that are pretty big deals that are considering joining the panel already.
Oh,
And that's
cool.
probably 2027. That'll probably launch in 2027. We'll do the alt country chart will be 2026. And then the college radio chart will be 2027. Then I'm done doing charts. That's it. That's going to be it. The 4 charts are going to be it. I'm not doing international. I'm not doing a hip hop. Fuck that. Reggae. Yeah. The alt country chart is for the blues, the rock, the alternative, and the alt country. It's going to hold all those. And then college radio is pretty much any genre is college radio, if you're being spun on college radio. So, but I'm trying to target it more towards the genres that our chart supports. I don't want rap submissions and hip hop. I don't want that shit. I want real music, and I don't want AI music either,
Mhm.
I don't give a shit if you used AI as a tool to help you with the part of the song you were stuck on. That's not cheating. Okay. If you used AI to develop a melody or a hook that you just could not get right, that's not cheating. As long as you went and took that and then wrote your own fucking guitar part and went in the studio and didn't use AI and fucking played that part or sang that part, you did not cheat. You used it as a tool, just like writers are using it as a tool, doctors, lawyers, everybody's using it.
That's
So
what it's
don't go
for.
in there and talk
It's a
shit to
tool.
musicians that are using fucking AI unless they're letting it write their whole song and compose the music and mix and master and do everything from them. And you can tell which ones have done that. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
It's too good to be true. And it has a certain sound to it that just is not human.
Right. Mhm.
So, but anyway, any other questions, guys, before we wrap this up? Because I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday and let y'all do the same.
I know.
Oh,
I gotta
no,
get
I'm
over there and
just-
watch Big Brother.
Me, I'm just trying to, as far as one song at a time, make it the best I can. That's my.
All right, Dale. And then outside of this founder thing, we need to have a private strategy meeting this week. Okay. So let me know what day is going to be good for you. And I will try to clear off that day in the schedule. If not, we'll pick an alternate day, but get with me separately on that. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
I'm gonna have you tune out real quick. I'm gonna stay with Amy for just a minute so we can talk shop real quick. And thank you for being here.
No problem. All right, how do I?
And thank you
Nice
for
to meet
being
you,
a
Dale.
founder. I appreciate the belief and the support.
Yes, sir. Just hit leave.
Yes, sir. You're out.
All right, sounds